anything is possible, but there are certain parameters that need to be identified clearly. You see, initially, for every 55 shillings that they were collecting in terms of revenue, it was going to retire the debts that we had. That figure has worsened to the extent that today, for every 100 shillings we collect, 70% or 70 shillings will go towards retiring the debt. And that is something that means we will be forced to borrow more and more, because 30% is not enough to deal with the recurrent expenditure and also to do development projects. That is one parameter that this regime should have understood. The other issue is the question of taxes. Much of the complaints Kenyans have is that you are taxing us and we are not seeing effective services being delivered. For example, those who live in this city, they know that the city government or the county government of Nairobi is collecting a lot of revenue and is also getting some money from Exchequer, but we are not seeing improvement on certain roads within the city. This is what makes people not very happy. The other issue is, which I feel the president ought to do, is to improve communication. You see, when you talk of SHA and all these others, it took a lot of time for people even to understand, just because there was no effective communication, and it was also shrouded in mystery. And that's why there were so many false starts at the beginning in terms of the moving from NHI to the current system of healthcare. And this makes the public almost get worried. The other issue, which is also important if the president has to correct, is the issue of every project has a scandal behind it. Remember the Adani issues about the airport, and even this health system, that some people for the next couple of years will be collecting money. Instead of a system that they could have repaired with 70 billion, it went up to 104 billion. And that is something that people are wondering, why is it happening? So it is not just alone that the president is not able to deliver. There is lack of effective communication to the public to understand what is happening. Even the model of education funding for various university students, they are the ones who told us this is going to work, but it is not working. Many students are getting into a lot of problems. Even the capitation, even for other schools. Today now we are learning that perhaps certain programs will be removed for schools, and even day secondary schools are not going to have the kind of support they have been enjoying for the last many years or so. So these are issues that the president ought to understand, that unless he's able to do something, the wrath of Kenyans are going to tell him this is not the way to do things. It may be well-intentioned, but we are not seeing the results ourselves.
Has he spread himself a bit too thin, that there's so much he needs to do that he's not able to focus on one thing? Could that be the problem, Bwana?
Well, that is one of the problems, Fred. The fact that there is so much that he has promised, that even just spreading himself very thin.